Hey everybody, it's Mitch and welcome to my next video. Today is Friday, which means it's time for yet another Dungeons and Dragons video. And today I figured I'd talk about, well, since I talked about how to roll treasure in the last video, I'm going to talk about another way to roll treasure that I know about. This one, it comes from the Magic Item Compendium. So if you haven't had the Magic Item Compendium, which is a very useful book, I highly recommend it. Here's another method to roll for treasure, and I'll explain in another video the differences between the two. This one's a lot simpler. So if first off, the rules are real simple. They're right here on page 265. It tells you exactly how to do that in there. So you just got to read that right there. But if you're too lazy, I can explain that to you in this video. So that's what we're going to do. Step one, real simple. Roll on table A1 the treasures using the monster CR to determine which. So basically, you come to table A1, which is on the next page, conveniently on page 266, and 267. That's on both. And you're just going to find the CR and go, okay, what's their CR? And then you just sort of roll. You roll one time, which is nice, instead of having to roll 3 separate times, and it'll tell you, okay, that's going to give me this much gold. It'll give me good sets. It has various different good sets, and then it'll give me items it'll give me so many items, and you're just gonna roll. Like if it says 14, that means it's a item quality 14. If it has multiple different ones, like sometimes it'll say 1 and 2, 1 and a half. You do a 1 and you do a half. And that's what you do. You roll both. So real simple. And then step 2, it says roll the number of die. So for gold, you roll the number of dice indicated to multiply the shown. So for the gold, you just kind of roll what it says to do for the gold. Real simple. Goods. So then once you have your goods and you figure that out, they have a set of them on page 268, which is fairly simple. Chart A2 way at the top there. And that chart is just going to tell you how many, it's just going to tell you what their value is, and then you can kind of look through the list on that page and just kind of, for flavor text, say, hey, instead of you got the goods from group A, you can say, well, no, you got a piece of obsidian, which isn't that good, but it's something. Then for items, you just come over, figure out what level it is, and these ones range from page. They range from page 269 all the way to page freaking 281. So when you're rolling for items, you're going to come to the appropriate page based off of the level it says. It's going to be either here, or here, or here, or here, or here, or here, maybe here, or possibly here, or it could be here. Yeah, so you got all these different pages it could be on. So you just come and you roll on there. Now here's where it gets a little interesting, because there's these things aren't all from this book. Sometimes you're going to get scrolls, which will be either from the player's handbook or from the Spells Compendium, which is another book I highly recommend, which basically this item, the 2 compendium books, they just take stuff from all the supplements and kind of compile them all into one big list, which is pretty cool. And I believe these are actually made by wizards themselves. So between these and the player's handbooks, you can get a lot done other than like all the prestige classes and stuff. So these accomplish so much. But yeah, so you just roll on that and it'll tell you exactly what you're going to be getting. So really simple. Now, if it happened to tell you that you're going to get an armor, a shield, or a weapon, then you got another step you got to do. But also, in terms of that, it's also going to say what book it is. Like if you didn't get anything specific, it might lead you to something in the Dungeon Master's Guide. It could lead you to a spell in the Player's Handbook or the Spell Compendium. and it'll indicate that based on the letter, which book you're going to use to figure out where your item is, so you can see more about it. If you happen to get an armor or a weapon, though, you come to page 282, at least, for armors at least, and it's just going to say, hey, for random armor shield types, you come to A3. For weapons, you come to A4, right there on page 282, and you just roll. Then you're going to come over and it's going to say, hey, then you got these bonus charts. So +2 bonus. So say you have so anything over a +1. If it's +1, you're done. If it's +2 or more, then you're going to start rolling other stuff. Or if it's not even a plus, I think you just call it good. You still do that, but it's just that. But yeah, if you roll the +2 or more, you're going to come to this chart, and there's for +2 to 10 on page 283. So you just go over to that chart and you just kind of roll, and it'll say, what the enhancement, what the property, what the enhancement, and what properties it is. Maybe like if it says a +1 enhancement, +1 property, great. It's a +1 sword with a +1 property, or +1 whatever with a +1 property, or +2 enhancement. If you don't get any properties, you're done. Call it good. Sometimes it'll say multiple properties, like for a +3, it can say +1 enhancement, +2 +1 properties. So if it says something like that, you're going to come over to the +1 properties for either armor, shield, or weapon, depending on what you got. They have one for armor, they have one for shield, they have one for melee weapons, they have one for ranged weapons. And you just sort of roll on the appropriate table. If it says 2, then you'd roll twice. If it says a 2 and a 3, then you'll roll on the 2 and you'll roll on the 3. You just kind of follow the instructions. Roll on the appropriate table. Actually, they even are nice and did armor and shield on the same table. They just 2 different columns. Same with melee and ranged weapons. So that's pretty sweet how they did that one. You just roll, see what property you get, done. Real simple. Yeah, this one's a lot different than this. And that's all you got to do. That's it. So once you're done with that, you're done. Wow, I made this video in half the time because the process is half as quick, or twice as quick. Yeah, you can do it twice the time, and half the time you can using the Dungeon Master Guide. This one, so that's pretty awesome. Now the difference between the two, I'm going to save that for another video. That will probably be coming out in the next week or so. Could be more, but yeah, it just sort of depends. But that will be coming out soon. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please consider sharing it with your friends. If there's anything you would like to say about this particular method of generating loot, please leave that in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you guys. And in addition, consider subscribing if you haven't already, because we're going to be doing one of these videos every Friday, plus additional Dungeons & Dragons subscription videos every Friday, where I talk about either a class, race, or prestige class from one of the multitude of expansion books. So you can definitely check all that out. Plus we have Dungeons & Dragons description videos every Thursday. We got videos all about me every Friday. We have Naruto character reviews every Saturday, and we have, on top of that, we have additional videos on Sunday. So that's 6 videos a week at this point, plus probably more in the future. So definitely, and possibly even more right now, as these are often pre-recorded. But anyways, as always, I'm Mitch, and I'll be seeing you.